What you're looking at right now might just be the most audacious concept to come out of Modena in years. The 2027 Maserati Levante Pickup, a machine that takes the DNA of Maserati's luxury SUV and stretches it into something nobody expected, a supercar pickup truck. Welcome back to Roadline Auto, and today we're doing a full deep dive into this wild matte gray monster. Design, interior, performance, tech, pricing, and everything in between. If you love unconventional automotive builds, stick around, because this one is genuinely unlike anything else on the road. Let's start where it matters most. The way this thing looks, because it does not look like anything else in the pickup segment. Up front, the Levante Pickup keeps that unmistakable Maserati face. The trident-badged grille flanked by aggressive LED headlights with a thin light blade signature running across the top, giving it a menacing low-slung stance despite the truck's elevated ride height. The side profile is where the transformation really hits you. A four-door cabin flows into an open cargo bed with wide fender flares, matte titanium gray paint, and enormous multi-spoke black wheels wrapped in aggressive all-terrain rubber that somehow still look right at home on a supercar. Carbon fiber wing mirrors and a subtle roofline spoiler hint at performance intent rather than pure utility. Around back, the design gets even more theatrical, with Maserati's signature trident-shaped taillights, quad exhaust tips peeking from a sculpted diffuser, and a tailgate that carries the Levante badge proudly, followed by a bedliner that's clearly built more for weekend toys than construction gear. The grille, the lighting signature, the wheel design, every element screams Maserati, just translated into a body style the brand has never touched before. But wait until you see the interior. This is where things get seriously crazy. Step inside, and the transformation from truck to supercar cabin is complete, because Maserati clearly refused to compromise here. The seats are wrapped in deep black leather with contrast stitching, Trident logos embossed into every headrest front and back, and a dashboard finished in soft-touch leather paired with genuine carbon fiber trim, running across the center console and door panels. The steering wheel carries the iconic Maserati Trident at its center, flanked by paddle shifters and a crisp digital instrument cluster, showing speed, revs, and drive mode information in that unmistakable blue Maserati typeface. The center touchscreen runs Apple CarPlay integration for navigation and media, sitting above a rotary control dial and a glass-topped gear selector that looks more at home in a Gran Turismo than a pickup truck. Rear passengers aren't forgotten either, with a full bench seat, dedicated air vents, and the same premium leather and stitching found up front, plus a panoramic sunroof stretching almost the entire length of the roof to flood the cabin in natural light. This is, without question, one of the most luxurious pickup interiors ever conceived. Alright, looks are one thing, but the real question is, how powerful is this thing? Under that long sculpted hood, the Levante Pickup is expected to borrow Maserati's twin-turbocharged V6 or a hybridized V8 setup shared with the brand's performance SUVs, likely producing somewhere in the neighborhood of 500 to 550 horsepower. Paired with an 8-speed automatic transmission and standard all-wheel drive, this would allow a 0 to 60 time in the low 4-second range, numbers that would embarrass most sports sedans, let alone pickup trucks. The exhaust note, judging by that quad-tip setup, is almost certainly tuned for drama, with an active exhaust system that opens up in sport mode for a proper Italian growl. Adaptive air suspension and a version of Maserati's skyhook damping system would also be expected here, letting the truck switch between a comfortable cruising ride and a stiffer, more planted setup when you're pushing it through corners, which is not something you typically ask of a pickup truck. On the tech front, this Levante Pickup would come loaded with Maserati's latest infotainment suite, featuring a high-resolution touchscreen, wireless Apple CarPlay, and Android Auto, a premium sound system likely from a partner like Sonos Faber, and a full digital driver display that mirrors what you'd find in Maserati's sedan lineup. Expect advanced driver assistance features baked in as standard, things like adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, a 360-degree camera system for navigating tight spaces despite the truck's size, and over-the-air software updates to keep the infotainment stack current. A digital rear-view mirror, embedded ambient lighting, and smartphone-based digital key functionality would round out a technology package that feels genuinely flagship rather than an afterthought bolted onto a truck platform. It's worth pausing here to talk about what this vehicle is actually trying to be, because it doesn't fit neatly into any existing category. This isn't a work truck, and it's not really competing with rugged off-roaders built for trail duty either. Instead, the Levante Pickup positions itself as a lifestyle statement, a low-volume, ultra-premium crossover between an SUV and a pickup, for buyers who want the practicality of an open bed, for toys, boats, or weekend gear, without sacrificing the performance, materials, or badge prestige of a proper Maserati. Think of it less as a competitor to the Ford F-15, and more as a rolling flex for someone who already owns a Levante and a Gran Turismo and wants a third vehicle that turns heads at the marina. So how does it stack up against what's already out there? The obvious comparison is the Ram 1500 TRX or Ford F-150 Raptor, both of which offer serious horsepower and aggressive styling. But neither comes close to matching the Levante Pickup's interior materials, badge cachet, or price point. On the luxury side, you could compare it to something like a customized Lincoln Mark LT or the rumored high-end pickup concepts from Bentley and Rolls-Royce that have floated around for years but never reached production. The honest truth is this Levante Pickup has almost no direct competitor. It exists in a niche of exactly one, which is exactly the kind of exclusivity Maserati buyers tend to chase. Now, pickups and aerodynamics rarely go hand in hand, and that tension is visible here too. The open bed, tall stance, and wide fender flares work against slippery airflow, but Maserati's design team has clearly tried to claw back efficiency where they can, with an active front grille shutter system, underbody paneling, and that subtle roof spoiler helping to manage drag at highway speeds. Realistically, expect fuel economy in the high teens to low 20s on the highway if it runs a traditional combustion setup, or noticeably better if Maserati leans into the hybrid powertrain option, which seems increasingly likely given the brand's broader electrification push across its lineup. Safety on a vehicle like this would need to blend Maserati's sedan-grade active safety tech with the structural demands of a truck platform. Expect a full suite of driver assistance systems, including automatic emergency braking, blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alert, and a reinforced cabin structure to protect the extended crew cab. Given the wide track and lower center of gravity compared to a typical body-on-frame truck, rollover resistance should actually be a strong point here, something traditional pickups often struggle with. Adaptive high-beam headlights and a comprehensive airbag network front and rear would round out what should be a genuinely impressive safety package for the segment. Let's talk numbers, because this is where things get interesting. Given the Levante's existing luxury SUV pricing starts in the low 80s and climbs into the six figures for Trofeo trims, a Levante pickup built on similar underpinnings would realistically start somewhere around $110,000 for a base configuration, with a fully loaded, wide-body carbon fiber trimmed version like the one we're looking at today, likely pushing past $140,000 once you factor in the custom wheels, matte paint finish, and premium leather package. Beyond the sticker price, buyers need to think seriously about the total cost of ownership here. Insurance premiums on a low-volume, high-horsepower luxury pickup would likely run significantly higher than a standard truck, given both the replacement cost of parts and the performance profile insurers tend to flag. Depreciation is another factor worth watching closely, since ultra-niche vehicles like this can either hold value exceptionally well due to scarcity, or drop hard if the model doesn't find a sustainable buyer base. And with something this unconventional, it could genuinely go either way. If Maserati ever greenlights something like this for production, expect a tiered trim structure similar to the standard Levante lineup, likely starting with a GT trim, moving up through Modena, and topping out with a Trofeo performance variant carrying the most aggressive power output and wide-body styling. Buyers should also budget for Maserati's notoriously expensive maintenance packages, extended warranty options, and the kind of dealer-installed customization seen in these renders, like the carbon fiber mirror caps and matte wrap, which alone could add tens of thousands to the final price. So where does this leave us in terms of strengths and weaknesses? On the plus side, you're getting genuine supercar-level performance and interior luxury in a body style that offers real cargo utility, badge exclusivity that no other pickup can touch, and styling that guarantees you'll never see another one in a parking lot. On the downside, practicality takes a hit compared to dedicated work trucks. Towing and payload capacity would likely lag behind established competitors like the Raptor or TRX. Ownership costs would be steep across insurance, maintenance, and depreciation. And the complete lack of an established resale market makes this a genuinely risky long-term investment for anyone not buying purely out of passion. So here's the big question. Would you actually buy something like this? At the end of the day, the 2027 Maserati Levante Pickup represents something the automotive world doesn't get often. A genuinely bold, unapologetic swing at a completely new category, blending Italian luxury with American truck culture in a way that's equal parts brilliant and a little bit insane. Whether or not Maserati ever actually builds this remains to be seen, but as a concept, it's a fascinating look at where ultra-luxury automakers might head next. Let me know in the comments below whether you'd actually buy something like this, or if you think it should stay a render forever. If you enjoyed this deep dive, smash that like button, subscribe to Roadline Auto for more concept reviews and automotive breakdowns, and I'll see you in the next one.